Now, let us look at some essential safety equipment and its purpose to ensure a safe work environment for a BEV workbay. Electric insulation mats are designed to provide technicians with an insulated work surface. They are made of non-conductive materials such as rubber, vinyl, or silicone. Electric insulation mats for BEV technicians are typically made of durable rubber or PVC material. They are designed to withstand high voltages and currents, and they are also resistant to oil, grease, and other chemicals. It is important to select a mat rated for the voltage and current levels of the electrical work that will be performed. Choosing a mat that is the correct size and shape for the work area is also essential. Manufacturers and automotive workshops can also upgrade to anti-static epoxy floor covering. It helps to protect electronic components from electrostatic discharge, ESD, which can damage or destroy them. ESD is a sudden flow of electricity between two objects that are at different electrical potentials. In a BEV workshop, ESD can occur when technicians work on the vehicle's battery, motor, or other electronic components. Let us now look at HV safety barriers. They are a type of barrier that isolates workbays from bystanders. They are typically made of a non-conductive material, such as plastic or fiberglass, and are designed to prevent people from accidentally coming into contact with HV electrical equipment. When choosing HV safety barriers, selecting ones rated for the voltage and current levels of the HV electrical equipment you will be working with is essential. It is also important to choose HV safety barriers that are the correct size and shape for the workbay in which you will be using them. An insulated rescue, also known as a shepherd's hook, is a long, non-conductive hooked rod with an insulated handle. A rescue hook is used to rescue someone who has been electrically shocked. It is essential to know where the rescue hook is located in the workbay and to keep it accessible. Wear insulated gloves and other personal protective equipment when using a rescue hook. Let us look at HV warning signs. HV warning signs for BEVs alert others around the vehicle to the potential danger of electric shock. HV warning signs should be placed in a prominent location where they are easily visible. They should also be placed where others will likely come into contact with HV components, such as near service ports and access panels. A first aid kit for BEV service technicians should include a variety of basic medical supplies to treat common injuries and illnesses that may occur in the workplace. Some of the essential items to include in your first aid kit should include bandages in various sizes, adhesive tape, gauze pads, non-stick dressing pads, antiseptic wipes, sterile saline solution, pain relievers such as ibuprofen, antihistamine tablets, cold compress, hot compress, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR mask, tourniquet, emergency blanket, first aid instructions, and you may include additional items that you may need in case of an emergency. It is essential to regularly inspect your first aid kit to ensure that the supplies are still fresh and that you have enough of each item. You should also replace any items that have been used. Let us look at fire extinguishers. Lithium is a combustible metal. Thermal events involving lithium batteries can be extremely dangerous. Class D fire extinguishers are designed to extinguish fires involving combustible metals but are not always effective in extinguishing lithium battery fires. Lithium battery fires can be difficult to extinguish because they can reignite even after they have been extinguished. This is because lithium batteries can contain flammable electrolytes that can be ignited by heat or moisture. If you see a lithium battery fire, it is essential to evacuate the area immediately and call 911 if you are in the U.S. Technicians should not engage in lithium battery thermal events beyond their ability. Lockout-tagout, LOTO, refers to specific practices and procedures to safeguard technicians from the unexpected energization or startup of machinery and equipment or the release of hazardous energy during service or maintenance activities. LOTO kits provide the tools and resources to isolate and de-energize circuits before working on them. This helps to prevent electrical shock and other injuries. To use a LOTO kit, identify the circuit you will work on. Once the circuit has been identified, you must lock out and tag out the circuit. This involves locking the circuit breaker or disconnect switch in the open position and attaching a tag to the circuit that identifies the person who locked it out and the date and time. You can safely work on the circuit once the circuit has been locked out and tagged. Once the work is complete, you must unlock and tag back in the circuit. This involves removing the lockout device and replacing the tag with a new one that identifies the person who unlocked the circuit and the date and time. The lotto procedure must be approved through a work permit by a manufacturer. BEV diagnostic equipment is used to diagnose and troubleshoot problems with BEVs. For example, scan tools are used to communicate with the BEV's onboard computer and retrieve diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, is a life-saving technique that can be used to keep someone alive until medical help arrives. It is recommended that all employees who work with high-voltage BEVs be CPR trained so that they can respond quickly and effectively in the event of an emergency. A defibrillator is a device that can be used to shock the heart back into a normal rhythm in the event of a cardiac arrest. Having a defibrillator on hand can help to increase the chances of survival for employees who suffer a cardiac arrest. If you are not trained to rescue a person and you are in the U.S., always call 911. If you or someone else has been shocked, always refer to a medical professional and get checked. An emergency plan is a written document outlining the steps to take during unforeseen situations. The plan should include information on how to evacuate the work bay, how to contact emergency services, and how to provide first aid. Let us look at what an evacuation route is. The evacuation route should have indicators that are clearly marked and visible to all. This will help ensure that everyone knows how to evacuate the work bay safely in an emergency.